All right, good Thursday evening to each and every one of you. You know the time, you know the place. It's SFLm Football coming to you live from the Virtual Football Network right here on YouTube. Cameron Duty here with DJ Kilgannon, having a good time already hanging out at the booth. Excited to call this matchup between two very fun teams to watch, the New York Gargoyles and the Boston Rebels. This isn't the team's first meeting. They are acclimated well with each other now, DJ. And on top of it, let's just turn it over to you. What do you think is going to be the key to tonight's game? We've got to look at that Goodman G2G connection, of course.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be with you, Cameron, as always. And yeah, Goodman and Goodman, they're going to be ones to watch tonight. I think a main point for this New York team is going to be stopping the front seven for Boston. They're arguably the best in the SFLm by a good margin. They had 4 sacks the last time these two teams met. And if they can negate those sacks in this game, it's going to be looking good.
We thank you for being here. We thank Alex West, SFLm Commissioner, for helping with putting these games on, of course, and all the behind-the-scenes work, which you will see coming live to your screen this evening. You are not going to want to go anywhere for the next hour and a half or so. The kickoff is underway, taken out to the 32-yard line. And I tell you what, just to come at you from a personal perspective here, DJ, how exciting it is. Listen, if you're a football fan, this is Super Bowl week leading up to the big game. Whether you got two teams that you like in it or not, it's a good week for football. SFLm coming at you today, SFL the next 3 days. I mean, folks, stick right here. We get to start things off, and it's so exciting. With Dakota West under center, 1st and 10, Joey Hightower going in motion. And a quick throw, just off the mark, incomplete, 2nd down.
Yeah, I think that's a sign right there of things to come. I mean, this New York team is going to have to play so defensive of the front seven of Boston throughout this game. Clearly shown by those quick passes, that's going to be mainstream if they're going to want to avoid those sacks.
Both of these teams coming off of a loss last week. We'll go over that in just a moment. So looking to rebound here. Boston looking to go 2-2. And off the hand of the defender, he was going for Curtis Friesen. Let's go over this Boston starting lineup. Dakota West at quarterback. The halfbacks Jacob Brewer and Lenore West. The fullback Bismarck Wright. The wide receivers Joey Hightower and Curtis Friesen. The tight ends are Django West and Mike Kleinecht. The offensive line Oliver Tarask and Demon Pickle and Portia Henson. And a big 3rd down already. Oh, play action and brought down in the backfield, but we've got a flag. Let's see what we got on the call. Oh, wow. What a heartbreaker. Holding against New York, number 44. Jasad Grackleflint gets the penalty and a fresh set of downs for Boston.
Yeah, that's a big break there for Boston. New York getting around the edge and just it was a corner blitz there, able to reach the mark.
West still trying to find their footing there. And incomplete, 2nd and 10. Let's look at the Gargoyles defense. Defensive tackle, Big Snacks and Anthony Ellison. The defensive ends, Kano Fortson and P. Fedor. The linebackers, Brogan Sparrow and Finn Steele and Jasad Grackleflint, who was just mentioned. The cornerbacks, Andre Brown and Eric Belmont. And the safeties are Tyler Highfield and Elliott Waddell. Screen pass out of the backfield. Positive yardage for the first time today for Boston. And that was a good decision, pitching it to Lenore West and a gain of 8 on 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a great play call. We saw it with that corner blitz previously, that was able to reach Dakota West. And, I mean, there was more pressure there. Called a perfect play call. Dakota West able to deliver the ball.
Handoff left side, and I want to say that Brewer gets the 1st down by forward progress. I thought they were going to call that one just short. But they do get the call in their favor. Oh, and here we go. We wonder if we would see it on spots like this. A New York challenge here, DJ.
Yeah, I think I agree with that one. That one looked like a pretty generous spot of the ball, if you ask me, Cam. I don't know. It looked a little short.
I would agree. It certainly did in real time. We'll take a look at the replay here as you see Boston wearing their alternate red unis tonight. Looking sharp, both of these teams. That's got to be short to me.
Yeah,
I think
definitely looks short.
Yeah, we'll wait to hear the call here. And it is overturned, as we expected. New York will not be charged a timeout. And in doing so, it is 4th down, and you can expect Boston to punt out of this situation, I would believe.
Yeah, more than likely, but it is just a few inches.
That's
Maybe,
true.
maybe if you're feeling gutsy out there, right at the 50, they're gonna. Don't listen to me. I've got a gambler's mindset. Do the smart thing, punt it away.
Well, it would not be the first time that we have seen a call of that type being made right around midfield. Fair catch called for Boston, not with an active contract punter. So pretty good punt there for the non-contract kicker down to the 18-yard line where New York will take over. The Goodman and Goodman connection. We're going to see it in just a few minutes here, DJ, or seconds rather.
Yeah, Jordan Goodman and Michael Goodman. They have been lighting up the league since week 1.
It's safe to say that the loss to Philly last week was the first time we have seen those two really slowed down. Goodman just 35 yards on 5 receptions.
Ooh.
Another flag.
PI possibly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we know these two teams do not like each other very much. Boston and New York, they are going to play physical, and we're seeing it already. A defensive holding call. Oh, I mean, that looked close. But, I mean, the call was there. I mean, they made the call. There's no arguing it now.
Hudson
It's going to be
Cruz.
a physical matchup all night.
Yeah, this officiating crew going to play things very close tonight, I do believe. So everybody's going to have to be on their best behavior out there. A fresh set of downs here on one play. One fresh set of downs leads to the penalty. Jordan Goodman throws. The pass is complete to Needfelt. Carroll Needfelt, a week 2 signing coming up big here on this first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of trust there in Goodman to go to Needfelt there, and I love the read. That was just straight up man-to-man. They were in the dime look. It was just corners versus receivers. You throw it up to Carroll Needfelt, and they make the great catch for the first down.
We will go over the starting lineup here for New York in just a moment. Goodman to the air and over the shoulder to his intended target. That is number 87 with the first down. That is Michael Goodman.
Wow. I mean, there it is. You called it before. And Michael Goodman already pretty close to half of the yardage he had from last week, if not already past it.
That is their number 1 priority here in New York, to keep that Goodman to Goodman connection strong. And there is a big play early in this ball game. Now Jordan Goodman to throw. Hit that incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. Let's say hello to the starting lineup here for New York. We mentioned the quarterback Jordan Goodman and his halfback Rob Noel. The halfback also Demonic Kane, who's going to be in the backfield, and fullback Kojiro Rivers. Wide receivers Michael Goodman, Carroll Needfelt, and Drac Kingfield. We'll stop right there for 2nd and 10. Nobody in the backfield here for New York. They love that kind of gunslinger mentality. 4 wide receivers lined up on the right side. Goodman to throw. Contested. Incomplete. We'll finish the lineup here quickly. We'll pick up with the tight ends for New York. James Jennings and Talib Bobby. The offensive line, Sam Falco, D'Angelo DeJesus, and Kenny Cook. 3rd and 10 coming up, and a big one here.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt they go back to the air. I mean, like you had pointed out, New York is going very, very heavy in these empty looks.
Going to sling it, and off the mark. Incomplete. Good coverage downfield. Intended for Carroll Needfelt. Let's say hello, and let's say an attaboy to this Boston Rebels defense. Defensive tackle May West and Landon on him. Defensive ends Baron Went, Moss Booker, and the linebacking core of Morgan Brown, William Patterson, and Duncan on him. The cornerbacks are Hudson Cruz and Jimmy Hatsis, and the safeties, Zion Waddles and Donde Stalacarne. No contracted kicker either here for Boston. That is a good punt, though, as it bounces back inside the 10, or just inside the 10 at the 8-yard line here, DJ.
Yeah, that was a great punt there from Ron Henderson, able to pin him down right at the 8. Anywhere close to that end zone is exactly where you want, and that is why it's so valuable having one of those special team guys.
I have to actually stand corrected on that. I apologize. That is Ron Henderson, who is the punter. So they do have a contracted kicker, and my apologies for not giving Henderson his dues there. But a great job, as you mentioned, DJ, with mentioning that. And that brings up 2nd and 2 after an 8-yard gain on first down. West under center, handing off. Going to be just enough by Lenore West to get the first down. Looks like Lenore may have a very busy evening ahead of her.
Yeah, and I like that they're going back to her. She sort of had a down week last week, only accumulating 29 yards on 2.2 yards per carry. But I think feeding her the rock is the only way to get her back into true form.
Look at that. Man,
Yeah,
what an arm on Dakota West, finding Curtis Friesen in the open field for the first down, and the drive will extend.
I gotta say, Cam, Curtis Friesen is one that I have been watching a lot. I believe his first game in the league, me and you had the pleasure of calling, didn't do too much. But last week had a great game, getting, I believe, the sole touchdown for Boston in that game, and then having 67 yards as well.
Oh, set up the screen here. West had open field to run, and a big-time tackle from behind to stop her short of the first down. But you're right. Yeah, he was the bright spot in Boston's 14-10 loss to San Jose. 8 receptions, 67 yards, and a touchdown, as you mentioned. That was a game I had the pleasure of calling, and it was a close contest from beginning to end. We kind of expect the same going here, as you can see. Just no ground to really gain as Grackleflint comes up and makes the stop, but tough to move the football on these two defensive units.
Yeah, definitely. All the games these groups have been pinned against in the league so far, especially against each other, have just been strong defensive showings. And that first one was very low scoring, and I'm starting to expect the same from this one.
Green pass to Brewer, and a good job. And that's one of the things that Boston does really well, in my honest opinion, or Bismarck right there, I believe it was the fullback on the screen pass. What's one thing I think they do so well here is they utilize that screen almost to perfection.
Yeah, they do. They do like to pass out to the flats a lot, especially to their backs. You're right. Jacob Brewer led in or not led, excuse me. He was second in receptions last week, only behind Curtis Friesen in their loss.
Nothing doing on that pass attempt. Loss of one. Grackleflint comes up and makes the stop. 2nd and 11 now coming up for Boston. We're just past halfway. Folks, Cameron Duty here with DJ Kilgannon and Alex West at SFLm headquarters. We want to remind you, if you haven't yet, please smash that like button. One-handed grab, and look who it is. The guy you were just talking about, DJ, Curtis Friesen.
Yeah, Curtis is freezing time out there to catch that ball. What a display of concentration. And that was great coverage, by the corner. I believe that was Jimmy Hatsis that was blanketing him. Just able to make the one-handed catch mid-route and just hang on to the ball.
Close to the first down, but they're going to say short for Lenore West.
Oh, I mean, that one was close too. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some more laundry come onto the field, but maybe, there it is.
You talk about Curtis Friesen time out there. I'm beginning to think you're a time traveler going in front of us there to take a look at these challenges. You're 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, just a few seconds ahead. Don't tell anybody, though.
We'll keep that between ourselves. We'll see. Very familiar to that first review that we've seen, but to me, looks to me like they've got a shot here for progress.
Oh, I don't. That's going to be close. I think that's all going to come down to where that knee went down.
At that second angle. The ruling is overturned.
I think they may change it to 4th and inches from 4th and 1st.
And they do. So the challenge gets them a little bit closer, but in the end, now here, I think DJ is where you can talk about.
Yep, there it is. Talk about time traveling, Cam. Loading up the box. Let's see it.
4th and inches right at the 35-yard line here of New York. Boston with the first productive drive of the day, getting into enemy territory. On inches, they do not get it.
Oh, my goodness.
Got caught behind the lineman, nowhere to go, and Lenore West not able to pick up a mere eyelash or two, and look who we can thank. It was 42 on 42. Finn Steele gets the better of that battle.
Wow, that one was just so close. That's got to be rough if you're Boston. Just that you could have put a piece of paper hardly between the ball and the line to gain, just short. And you saw it. I mean, New York packed the box pretty well. They were ready for the run.
They sure did. And now New York coming out again, empty set with Goodman. Plenty of time. Throws it deep. Oh, almost intercepted because it looked as if Jimmy Hatzis had a hand on that one. Could have made a play on it. For New York's sake, falls incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And Andre Brown almost had the interception there. And he had himself an interception last week against Philadelphia. Almost had another one there. Definitely a ball hawk in the secondary for New York. Or Boston, excuse me.
Pump faking. Oh, Goodman going to pay for it. Had enough time, I think, to get rid of it the first time around, but instead he left enough, and you may have even seen this in your time traveling, DJ, landing on him, getting on Goodman here for the sack. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, just textbook, breaking off your block, getting to the quarterback, and we know he can do it well, and especially against Boston quarterbacks. Last time these two met up, it wasn't Dakota West. It was Jimmy Beans who was getting brought down No. It was Goodman. Excuse me. I'm getting it mixed up. But regardless, Onum had a sack in that first time they met up and getting another one here.
Now on 3rd and 16, Goodman just going to have to chuck it deep and somehow finds a way to complete it to Drake Knightfield for the first down.
Wow. What? I mean, that was just a jumble. Drac Kingfield going all the way across the field, basically, to make that catch right in front of the cornerback. And a nice job by the New York offensive line. Jordan Goodman rolling out, had so much time in the pocket, making a beautiful throw.
And again, an empty set. I can't believe what I'm seeing here. Relying on that arm of Goodman. One-handed grab by Michael Goodman over the top of the defender. Now they're just playing a little pitch and catch in the backyard here.
Yeah, absolutely. We might have to check the ball for some stickum. First it was Friesen with the one-handed grab. Now it's Goodman. Goodness, I mean, just some great receiver play this game already, and we're not even through the first quarter.
Tyler Carney coming in to make the tackle. But I'm telling you what a gutsy and bold play design, play schemes that we're seeing here out of New York. 1st and 10 again, nobody in the backfield. So back to the air they go, complete across the middle. It's still working, and a good job that time getting it complete to number 81 for New York for the first down.
Yeah, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. Boston's kind of struggling, and I don't blame them. I mean, it's kind of surprising to see just such an all-out passing assault like you are right now, especially considering last week Rob Noel had a solid game on the ground, 85 yards and a touchdown, completely switching the narrative of their offense and going completely 5 wide on almost every play.
Needfelt going in motion, and again, you see it, folks. There's nobody in the backfield there, so Noel's just going to take a sip of Gatorade or two. Incomplete. Had it right there in the hands of his intended target, Needfelt. And that was just Dondace Tyler Carney making a beautiful play to jar it loose.
Yeah, able to knock it loose, like you said. That's just great play from your safety, able to help exactly where he's needed. And if you notice, on the Boston side of the ball, they're basically running the same coverage every time on this 5 wide. They're in a dime look with that same linebacker over the middle. And that's, I believe it's Duncan Onum who's playing over the middle. So if anyone's going to have a big part in this game, it's going to be him.
Great observation there, DJ, as always. And somehow, I don't even know how Kingfield was able to come up with that reception, but somehow Goodman's able to sneak it in there for the first down. It'll be first and goal for New York.
Yeah, it's working to perfection right now. Just the 5 wide spread. I feel like I'm watching the Chicago game from last week, just in 5 wide every play, but New York is really cooking with it right now.
Yeah, this is a team that is proud of their passing game, and you're seeing it on full display tonight. An extended drive here by New York. It's first and goal, just inside the 8-yard line. Pass complete. Nice cutback there by Bobby. She's able to pick that one up. Second and goal, making it closer here.
I love that play call there. You see 9 people stacked in the box for Boston, and they finally switch up the look to a run look, but pass to the hitch to the tight end. That's just a great call.
Second and goal. Half a minute here remaining in this first quarter of play. First run play of the day to Rob Noel, and he has nowhere to go. It's third and goal. Boy, wouldn't that be something for Boston if they can somehow make, lemonade out of some sour lemons on this drive and stop them to a field goal.
Yeah, that would be something. It would definitely show some real resilience from the Boston defense.
Third and goal to the air. It's intercepted. Can you believe it? We just said if Boston could come up with a play, and that they do, thanks to Hudson Cruz himself and that incredible drive that was 4 wide the entire length of the field goes for nothing, DJ.
Well, Cam, I don't know about you. When in that situation, I was thinking maybe hold them to a field goal, I mean, after a huge drive, only keep them to 3, but an interception by the Cruz missile close to the goal line, that is a huge play for Boston.
A missile alert incoming here for the New York Gargoyles as they get the unfortunate distinction of getting all the way down to the goal line and turning it over. Therefore, we are still scoreless in this ball game after quarter number 1. New York and Boston here putting on a show in this SFLm matchup. Now West rolling out, trying to get something going, looking for Friesen again, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, I like the play call there. Rolling to the left, seeing if you can catch the defense sleeping a little bit, try and go to Curtis Friesen across the field, but unfortunately, the linebacker there for New York was just completely blanketing the coverage.
So second and 10, they take over from the 10-yard line. West throwing that time more on target. A great play. It's Hightower that comes up with the reception.
And Joey Hightower hasn't got too many looks, but right there he got one in double coverage, met by the corner and the safety at the same time. Thankfully for him, able to hold on to the ball. That's a great look there from one of your younger players. And the whole receiving room for Boston really is just a lot of young talent.
Toss play left side and nothing doing there. Lenore West again stopped in the backfield by Grackleflint. Now, this is an interesting point to make. The rushing games right now just really not able to go anywhere for either of these units to this point.
Yeah, not at all for Boston. They've tried it a few times and it just really hasn't worked. And for New York, they've almost completely deviated from it entirely.
Oh, on target that time. And look again, it's Hightower who obviously Boston has come out and said, you know what, we want to take a shot and give him a chance to make some great catches.
Yeah, with how well they're doing in the receiving game, maybe they need to take a page out of New York's book and get in this 5 wide and start slinging the rock because the run game hasn't been too productive, like you had said.
Boston trying to get some points off a turnover. That's always huge. And I'll tell you what, Curtis Friesen, as you said, coming along nicely, and it's just a joy to watch out here. You know, a great counterpart to what New York has going on with Michael Goodman on the other side, for example.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a very young group of people, right? Dakota West, one of the younger quarterbacks in the SFLm. You got Joey Hightower, Curtis Friesen, both signed that same week. And then you got Lenore West, and she
Yeah.
just recently signed. I mean, this whole offense is young stars that are really showing out.
And, honestly, none of that's possible if Dakota West doesn't get a great, perfectly thrown football there. And that's exactly what was needed, and that's what happened. Good run by Lenore West that time. First down, a gain of 7, a little bit more what we're used to seeing out of Boston.
Yeah, getting the run game working right now. If you're Boston, you just need your O-line to power up, and we know they can do it. They have a very solid unit in the front.
Bismarck Wright, the fullback, getting the carry that time. And I tell you, that's someone that we know they will utilize. One of the SFL reinforcements coming down to help take part in this team. And I tell you what, that's a good pick to have on your unit.
Oh, absolutely. I really do like that play call. They do it a lot. And Bismarck Wright had himself 9 carries. So like you said, New York knows they're going to use him. Boston knows they're going to use him. It's just going to be a matter of, can New York stop him for short gains? And right there, they couldn't.
Oh, quick drop and a toss over the head of the intended target. Again, going for Friesen, but really no harm, no foul there. You want to look to try to put that ball high over the receiver's shoulders, and at least that way it falls to the ground harmlessly.
Yeah, unfortunately for Dakota West, Andre Brown again on great coverage. He's the one that almost had that interception earlier. Could have had another there, but making the incompletion was good enough.
Toss play right side, and it is West, Lenore West, who has stood up, nowhere to go, 3rd and 11. And again, right now, just being a nightmare in that backfield is Jasad Grackleflint.
Yeah, he's been dominant. He had that, I think it was defensive holding in the beginning of the game. And after that, he's just completely turning around, having a great showing.
He's more than made up for it. 6
Absolutely.
tackles. West with plenty of time. Good job by the offensive line. Oh, had Friesen down around the goal line. Incomplete. The defense able to come in and make a big hit and jar that one loose. So it is 4th and 11 coming up.
Yeah, going for the big shot on first down, or not first down, excuse me, 3rd down. The complete opposite. Unfortunately, they have to punt. Not having a contracted kicker kind of makes that one out of the question, but hopefully for their sake gets a good punt, and it looks like they do right around the 10.
Yeah, solid punt indeed. As you said, that ball goes out right around the 10-yard line, and so the New York defense able to do its job, stiffen up there. Were you surprised that they kind of went for the home run ball on 3rd down?
I wouldn't say surprised because, I mean, this team, they haven't put too many touchdowns in. Like to see them get a few more big plays, but with that being that close to the end zone and only 11 yards, going for that far of a pass, a little bit questionable.
Goodman, the throw just out of reach of his intended target. Not a Kingfield, though. They're trying to come in and make a amazing catch. Nevertheless, it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, William Patterson had a jumping swat on that play, able to get his hand up, swat the ball away, and he's been great in the pass game. Had an interception last week, and we kind of expect the same from him this week. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, Goodman takes a shot hit as he threw it, and you can thank Talacarne for laying the level there on Jordan Goodman.
Yeah, they're going with a lot of corner blitzes tonight, and it's almost worked every single time. That one just getting there right as the ball got out. The other one earlier got canceled out by a penalty, but it's working so far.
Goodman throwing, complete. Again, finding Kingfield. And stop me if you've seen this formation before. Nobody in the backfield and all the receivers sprinting down the field.
Yeah, and it's really just, I think all it is just Jordan Goodman being Jordan Goodman. This sort of playbook that they're running right now is just to put him on display, show what he can do, show that he can keep concentration in the pocket and find open receivers, because they have receivers that can get open in man-to-man, and we've seen it all night.
Goodman Throwing deep again, and a collision right at midfield between Donde Talacarne and Tala Bobby. Incomplete.
Golly. Talacarne, that's one tough dude. 6'2", 209 pounds. Full force smacking into the 6'7" power that is Tala Bobby, and getting up, waving no in her face. You love to see that sort of energy from your strong safety.
Laying out life and limb, and speaking of getting obliterated there,
it is.
Jordan Goodman, taking a shot right around the ribs, and that's always a sensitive area. Let's see who gets credited with that one. Oh, that's going to be big number 52, Moss Booker.
Yep, Moss Booker. One of the few on this front who didn't have a sack last go-around against New York. And like I had said, this Boston front seven is one of the most dangerous in the entire league. And anytime they play, it's going to be a big factor.
Third down coming up, tipped. Oh, and they were going for it there. That was Hudson Cruz trying to get another interception, diving at that football as it fluttered through the air. Incomplete, 4th and 16, and Ron Henderson will come on to punt.
Yeah, the cruise missile diving, trying to catch that, like you said. And William Patterson, again, jumping and tipping it away. He's just you love to see when your linebacker obviously can make tackles. When you think of a linebacker, you think of that run-stopping capability. But when you have some...
Oh! Fumble! Hit, jarred loose, and then recovered by Rob Noel. Incredible.
Wow, yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. That completely caught me off guard. It fell right into the hands of Rob Noel. What a gift if you are New York. That someone is looking down at you from above and saying, hey, go get yourself a touchdown, shake off that last drive. I mean, wow. That's gotta hurt if you're Boston.
From the one replay that we got on that, it looked to me as if it was Dominic Kane who actually laid the hit, the halfback co-partner there to Rob Noel, the other halfback of New York, who made the fumble recovery. Goodman with a new lease on life throws it low for Bobby. She's able to bring it in for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, that's a great pass there. Just an out route, throwing the ball only where the receiver can get it. You got to lead the receiver out there a little bit just to make sure, because if the corner is tall enough, they're just going to take a few steps forward and jump it. But that was just a great throw there by Goodman.
Yeah. Noel again with the carry, 3rd and 1 coming up here.
Well, hopefully for New York, they're able to get this run game going. Or at the end of this one, we're going to be saying that Rob Noel's biggest play was a defensive play.
1 yard to go. We'll see if they can convert. These teams have had trouble moving it in short yardage situations. Not that time. A good job by Kane. Coming down with the downfield running there for the 1st and 10.
Yeah, both of these backs for New York do a pretty good job of getting a lot of yards when they get the opportunity to. Both of them had 4.5 yards per carry or over last week when they were given the rock.
Jordan Goodman again, the pass is complete. There he finds Michael Goodman. And you know what? As good as this unit is, the G2G connection that we've talked about that's really took the SFLm by storm, DJ, there are a lot of really good targets out there from Goodman to choose from.
Oh, for sure. They got Tala Bobby, who's one of the better tight ends in the SFLm. And this game alone, we've already seen Jordan Goodman target Kingfield and Needfelt and get them involved.
We'll see who he targets here. To the end zone, and they're going to say he was able to cross the goal line. That's Needfelt, Carol Needfelt with the touchdown. Now, we will see whether or not it's reviewed, but a great play by Goodman to Needfelt.
That's got to feel great. Looked like they barely got the ball over, fighting for yards and sticking the ball out. Looks like they barely got it over. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think that is the... Oh, God, they got to challenge it. If this stands, I believe that is the first touchdown of the career of Carol Needfelt. I'd feel so bad if this got called back.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we're going to take a look at under the microscope here, under the hood on this replay. We'll see what kind of angle we got here. Hopefully we get a couple combined angles to look at. That right there, and right there.
That one's not looking good for New York. I don't know. That looked a little short.
The
Oh,
field,
good.
oh, the call is overturned. Boston is not charged at the timeout. And for the moment, Hudson Cruz's tackle was able to keep New York out of the end zone. But it is first and goal right at the goal line.
Yeah, shout out to the coaches tonight. We have seen some fantastic challenges so far.
Yeah, we
All
have.
have gone in favor, or at least all have changed the final call.
I formation here, right on the threshold of the goal line. New York wanting to put some points on the board, relying on their rushing unit, which we haven't seen much of in this game so far. No, they go pass to the end zone. Bobby, touchdown. They had me fooled, and they had these Boston Rebels fooled.
Wow, that's just a tremendous play call from New York. Boston had 9 bodies in the box, and they blitzed 8 of them. Left 3 people in coverage, and just manned on manned with that little room to work with for the defensive backs. That's going to be hard to stop, and clearly we saw there with the hitch route that they weren't able to. Bobby with the touchdown for New York.
It's impeccable timing there, too, by Jordan Goodman and Bobby. You can tell they've worked on that one in practice a time or two.
For sure. I mean, especially with such a pass-heavy book, they have been mixing in a few runs on those 3rd and shorts, on those 2nd and shorts, and on the 1-yard line. When is there going to be a better time to trick Boston with a short pass other than to get a touchdown?
Well, they tricked me, and I know they may not be saying much, but now they definitely threw me for a loop there. I thought for sure they was going to line up and pound it in, and they just kind of fooled us all. So great play calling. In the chat there, Alex West saying, shout out to Zach Benjamin for a spicy playbook for New York this weekend. That is a good way to put it. Indeed, a lot of creativity. Now Boston needs to come back out and respond here. 3:35 remaining in this first half. West throwing on a quick route. It is complete. Working and weaving through traffic there is number 87 for the Rebels. A good play.
Yeah, just got to keep a steady drive going. You got 3 minutes to work with. That is plenty of time to pass the ball out, drive down the field, and do what you do best.
And, you know, going back to New York's scoring drive there, as we see West get close to the first down, points off of turnovers. That was huge. They got the new lease on life when they were able to knock that ball loose on the punt return, and New York was able to recover it. They went right down the field and scored. That was huge.
Yeah, already having the advantage in that stat. They got the fumble and capitalized on it. Boston had the turnover earlier, Hudson Cruz with his interception, and they weren't able to capitalize on it. I mean, understandably so. They had 90 yards to go, but still.
Good run that time by Jacob Brewer, who we see in the backfield. Closing in on 2 minutes here in this second quarter. And a new set of downs for the Boston Rebels.
Yeah, Jacob Brewer, they really like focusing him on the passing side of the ball. They go to him in those flat routes that we talk about so much for this team. And they try and give the bulk of the carries to Lenore West and Bismarck Wright.
Again, that little quick drop back for Dakota West, able to complete that to Hightower with ease, making that look really smooth out there tonight.
And Joey Hightower, he's just a really physical receiver, and we're seeing it right now. All of his catches have been contested. Every single one of them. You see a great display of it right now on that last play. I mean, he was carrying a defender on his back as he caught the ball and went down.
Where else are you going to find football like this, folks? My answer, nowhere. You're watching the SFLm on the Virtual Football Network. We have reached a 2-minute warning here. Cameron Duty and DJ Kilgannon with you in the booth this Thursday evening. And we will see a carry again by Lenore West, and 1-yard gain brought down by number 23, Tyler Highfield, getting in on the action.
Yeah, this Boston team, the last time I remember it being a big factor was in week 2, last time I called one of their games. And I saw it again on that play. Django West out there laying a great block Not able to get much after the block, but a great block nonetheless. Their skill position players are not afraid to go out and make a hit to block.
23 on 23 that time as Brewer with the carry. And again, Tyler Highfield making a second straight tackle. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 7. And a big play here for these Boston Rebels as, again, they're moving the football, but they got to keep things rolling here. Play clock down to 10 with Joey Hightower in motion to the bottom of the screen. Dakota West, plenty of time, stepping out.
Oh,
Stepping
come on.
up, gonna get the first and then some. Oh, a fumble, but the ball goes out of bounds. What a gutsy play by Dakota West. They were able to just cut around the edge here and take off upfield after none of the targets was going to work out for them.
Yeah, I mean, the whole unit there for Boston did such a nice job. Dakota West, they knew exactly when they needed to run, let the routes develop downfield, take advantage of it when you can, run away from the pressure. I mean, and the offensive line for Boston gave Dakota West so much time to see for open targets.
Again, there's that little quick drop back and another completed pass and a quick timeout called here. And you know what? And something else, I mean, West took a shot at the end of that run too. I mean, it wasn't just like they were able to just step out of bounds. It was not a friendly encounter with the turf on the sidelines there.
Yeah, I got leveled right before they did go out of bounds. That was a rough hit.
Like we said, these players out here tonight, folks, putting life and limb here on the line, it seems, at certain times in this game. Oh, look at that. What a great throw by West, connecting with their tight end, and that is going to go for another first down, and another timeout is called. Some unique play calling happening here in the final 2 minutes for Boston.
Yeah, they're going for a lot of short passes, and 87 right now. One of their non-contracted players. I mean, he's playing a big part right now.
Yeah. Go to West, to throw to the end zone, and what a response by Boston. Getting down the field, connecting with Mike Kleinecht, for the touchdown. Incredible play.
Kleinecht, just such a big body, and Dakota West throwing that one perfectly in the middle of 3 defenders to find the big tight end. Kleinecht only had 1 reception for 13 yards last week, completely flipping that rhetoric on its head, getting himself a touchdown in the big game, tying it 7-7 right before the half.
A great drive, a 10-play drive, 68 yards, capping it off with a tough throw from Dakota West to get to Mike Kleinecht. And we are all tied up at 7. And you know what? How cool is this, DJ? We have talked about this. We've seen this trend in the past when we have called SFLm games. It takes one team to score to kind of wake up the other. And then once they do, it's just like igniting a match.
Yeah, I mean, it's like ping pong.
Yeah.
Damn. It's just back and forth. One team scores, the other scores. Probably gonna continue that rhetoric going forward, but I bet it's gonna be after the half. But I mean, if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be this New York playbook they have right now.
31 seconds, this team right here, as you said, this New York playbook, the way that they're using it, utilizing it, they can do a lot in 31 seconds. Jordan Goodman stepping up, throwing. Oh Goodman. I swear. For one, you got Goodman stepping up and throwing a dart, and then Michael Goodman reaching out over the head of the defender there for the first down. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, this might be a bold claim, but that kind of showing some signs of Aaron Rodgers. That throw looked effortless. Yeah. I don't know about you, just flicking the wrist, throwing it right on the money.
It seemed very spontaneous as well, as that one is bobbled and incomplete, and a hit laid on the intended receiver afterwards. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's that kind of spontaneity that you see out of the greats, is just such as you mentioned. Those are things you look for, that innate ability to just make something happen spontaneously.
Yes, like when it looks like there's nothing going for you, but you find a man when there isn't one, it's plays like that that make or break a team.
Goodman to throw.
Ooh.
A little bit high. He's looking over there for Needfelt. And Needfelt was actually breaking on the route, just not able to get it to Cameron.
Yeah, just to maybe a yard ahead of where it needed to be. 3rd and 10 now. I mean, likely going to go for another one of those big bombs, try and get the first down and a touchdown at the same time, but let's see, not a lot of time.
18 seconds and counting now as Goodman with time steps up and is hit as he throws. Could have had somebody downfield as he was unloading. That was Zion Waddles, who got a little bit of interference there, getting his hand and his helmet up in there and delivering a shot, jarring that one loose. 4th and 10 coming up.
They're going to punt it away. I mean, I love the aggression, though, from the offense. I mean, we had called it out. I mean, they've been passing the ball, but in that spot, just putting it all on the line, trying to get a touchdown whenever there's not a lot of time left. I love that type of fire.
Absolutely. And Ron Henderson with a heck of a punt. Not much return there, and so you would expect with 4 seconds remaining in this second quarter that we will see a kneel down or a run or something to take it to the locker rooms.
Yeah, I'd bet so.
Although we have been fooled before. No, we are right on this occasion.
Right that time, yep.
That's right. Well, you know, they gave me a freebie there. Grackleflint with the tackle, and that brings us to halftime. And what has really been an exciting game, a game that's had a little bit of everything in this first half, 7-7, but this is becoming one of the premier matchups here in the SFLm, and we've got another good game on display today, DJ.
Yeah, another great one later tonight, and like you said, one of the biggest rivalry in the SFLm right now. Just putting on another performance, a tough defensive battle with such high-flying offenses like we're seeing right now, pass-heavy attacks. It's so impressive to me. I mean, you can see it right there, 15 for 21. I mean, that's just so impressive, but at the same time, you have to think they only have 7 points. These defenses are really showing out when it comes to not allowing points at the end of the day, because that's really your main goal.
Both teams have come up with big-time turnovers to help themselves out. We've got a 7-7 ball game as we welcome you back inside the dome here in Boston. Cameron Duty with DJ Kilgannon and Alex West at SFLm headquarters, and we thank you for watching, for spending a part of your Thursday evening with us. It's always appreciated. Again, we want to remind you to smash that like button if you haven't already. Share with your friends. Let them know what you're doing and this great organization of football that you are a part of. All right, so New York gets the football here to start the second half. Takes it out to the 30-yard line. And we'll see if New York comes back out in this 5-wide set that we have seen so much this evening.
You know, I mean, the game's been pretty steady, pretty even for both of these squads, but for New York, that 5-wide, really besides that last drive, has been working out. And there, I mean, you see it there.
Yep.
No one behind Goodman going back to the well.
Now, they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We see 3 on the top side. Oh, we got motion up there now. Just as soon as I say that, that is Michael Goodman coming down to join his teammates at the bottom of the screen. Play clock down to 4. Goodman throwing for Michael Goodman. No, actually for Needfelt, excuse me. They were lined up side by side there. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that motion, more often than not, is just going to throw everything off balance. If you're the defense of Boston, all of your assignments shift as soon as someone moves across the field. They were in a zone look. You didn't see a corner follow the receiver, but the zone worked out there.
Goodman on target. It's like going right back to the well. If it don't work one time, just come back and try it again. That time connecting with Michael over the middle for the first.
Yeah, I mean, the way they're looking at it right now, they're not going to drop all of them. I mean, just another great pass. It's like there's layers. It's like cake almost. They're targeting the gaps in the layers. They're either throwing it underneath the linebackers, throwing it right over the linebackers before the safeties. It's just Jordan Goodman's looking like a surgeon, just picking apart the zone.
Oh, yeah, and there it
Oh!
is again. Into triple coverage, finding Needfelt for the 1st and 10, and there's those layers you talked about.
I want to see that one again. William Patterson almost made the play of the night. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, that was so close. He's been fantastic in pass coverage all night, and again was fantastic. Just Carroll Needfelt made a fantastic catch in coverage. There's nothing else to say about it.
We're starting to see this offense really get churning here. That one falls incomplete with Hudson Cruz on the coverage. But you mentioned all that cake and everything. I think I'm going to have some dessert in between these two SFL games that we've got coming up this evening. Thanks for that, DJ. Appreciate
Oh,
that.
you're welcome. You're welcome. You gotta treat yourself every now and then, you know.
Maybe what I do, and then be right back here by 8:30 for the Philadelphia Cougars and San Jose Flight. You won't want to miss that one, folks. Now, back to this game. Goodman, again, over the middle, complete. I mean, really, what more can you say? That time coming in on the play was James Jennings, the tight end. We see a lot out of Talababi, but also a good job there by James Jennings coming in on the play and making a catch.
Yeah, just going to all of your targets, really. They've done a good job of it, spreading the ball out. Majority of the time, they usually just try and focus on Goodman. But these last two games especially, they've done a great job sharing the load.
Tip! Sorry.
Oh.
You could see the frustration actually visible as Zion Waddles almost had that interception when it fell to the ground, putting his hand
threw up.
on his helmet.
Goodness.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's tragic. Not able to hold on to it. Had a little bit too much popcorn. Slid right through the fingers of Waddle.
You hate that for the young man. Back to the drawing board is New York, still in that 5-wide set, incomplete, 3rd and 10. And this is where Boston has somehow been able to find a way. I mean, somehow able to find a way to stop New York down here around this red zone-ish area.
Let's see if they can do it one more time.
Throwing and no, right there, getting past the defender, Talababi, doing what Talababi does best. 1st and goal, New York.
I mean, yeah, we could see this one again. Let's see how many defenders are in that immediate area. Just 1, 2, and a third right underneath. Just having so much confidence. Talababi running that route with her head down, doesn't look up until she knows that is when Jordan Goodman needs to get the ball there, and he does it right every time. Let's see if motion comes across. No, not this time.
To the ground, and Rob Noel diving into the promised land for the touchdown, utilizing that ground game when they needed it most, and taking the lead in this one.
Yeah, that is the exact, basically, I think it might have been flipped, but that was the same type of formation they had whenever they did that passing play. Last time, however, they had motion come across from the tight end, and then they hit that tight end after the motion. That time, no motion was shown, ran it right up the middle. Maybe that time they were expecting the pass to come back, but it didn't, and New York just mixing up their offense to a T.
The extra point is good. New York taking a 14-7 lead from Boston. Now, here's the thing. As we mentioned in the first half, when New York was able to put points on the board the first time, Boston came right back down the field and retaliated. We will see what happens with this one. It's Friesen with the kick return, still on his feet. Oh, making men miss. Here we go, across the 50. Still on his feet, down to the New York 39-yard line. We've talked about just how good this guy is in offensive situations, but in special teams, he is a threat.
Yeah, Curtis Friesen. A huge return there, and the blocks were all there. You could see it set up for him in real time, and once he got into once he got into open space, you see 60 coming back to make the block. Just a great special teams cohesive play, able to get Friesen into open field, and just getting a huge gain on that kick return. A
Run,
huge,
young man, run.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. A nice change of pace from the fumble previously on special teams. Completely changed the narrative of the view of that special teams unit.
Best field position they may even have this entire game, starting from the New York 39-yard line. What a way to start a drive here. Screen pass out of the backfield. Bismarck Wright, who gets leveled with a shoulder tackle by Andre Brown, but not before he picks up a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, we know they love going to these flat routes, and I'm sure New York knows it as well. If there's going to be anyone open in the flats, a New York Gargoyle is going to be there shortly after. We saw it there. Fortunately enough, Bismarck Wright able to break that first tackle and go for a little bit more.
West, screen pass to Lenore West. A yard or so there. Big 3rd and 5 coming up. Let's shout out here Frank Doom, Donde Stalacarne, Rob Noel, or Goodman, Gunny out there in the chat this evening. Thank you guys. Marco Swift, all of you for watching. And here we go, 3rd and 5. Big play for Boston here. Pressure coming, throwing, complete. Room to run. Guess who? Curtis Friesen inside the 20 for the first down.
Yeah, just such a good route. I mean, the corners there looked like you can see it on the, just push off and able to make the catch after you do it. That's just textbook. Dakota West threw it exactly after the push off happened. Plenty of room for Friesen to make the catch and gain a few after.
Perfect timing, indeed. Now, you talked about the physicality that Friesen brings. A really tough receiver here, and we're starting to see it. Speaking of physicality, down goes Dakota West in the backfield. Was big, number 99, Big Snacks. Well, he was snacking on the quarterback on that play. Lots of 2.
Absolutely was breaking off the block and making the big tackle. And Snacks has been eating up Dakota West a lot this game. He was the one who made that big hit on the sideline previously when Dakota West fumbled out of bounds. So Snacks coming back. Going to be in the nightmares of Dakota West tonight.
West to throw. What a great comeback by Friesen, setting that one up. And you're exactly right. This timing between Dakota West and Curtis Friesen, it's impeccable tonight.
It's just chemistry. We're seeing it from the other side, G to G, but just on a dime, just stopping, knowing exactly where to be, where the ball is going to be. And that wasn't even bad coverage by Andre Brown. He reacted about as quickly as you can to one of those routes. It was just so well timed.
1st and goal. Django West going in motion. 5:22 remaining in a fast-moving 3rd quarter here, keeping it on the ground. Pushing that pile is Lenore West, getting some hard-fought yards. 2nd and goal.
That Demon Pickle blocking almost 3 men at once. Such physicality. I love to see those type of runs when they work. Burying your shoulder into your big offensive lineman and just pushing forward for as much as you can gain.
2nd down, toss play. This time they give it to Brewer, who has stopped right in his tracks as he is brought down by Tyler Highfield, who's made a couple of big tackles tonight.
Yeah, he really has been doing a great job all night getting early tackles. Now, New York has done a great job stopping them this close to the end zone. Let's see if they can again.
3rd and goal, West to the end zone, tipped. Sitting there very sneakily in the end zone was Tyler Highfield. Once again, I just mentioned his name, but really kind of blending in there like a chameleon. Almost had the interception, and that ball is incomplete.
So close, just not able to hang on to it. Had himself an interception last week. Unfortunately, not able to get one this time. But they held them to a field goal opportunity. And regardless of if they make or miss it, gonna stay a one-score game for New York.
The snap, the hold is good, as is this kick. So it is now a 4-point game after a 9-play, 33-yard drive. Get some points on the board by Boston, and this is a close football game, folks. Let's also give a shout-out to J.W. Hart and Donde Stalacarne. Thank you guys for the kind words. We certainly appreciate it. Again, it's so appreciated that you guys enjoy watching this game with us. We enjoy doing this because of folks like you. Thank you. A good return here out to the 26-yard line for New York, who starts with 4:22 remaining in this third quarter. And I tell you what, we expect nothing different out of this Gargoyles offense than what we've seen this entire night.
Yeah, let's put it all on a bet here that, yep, 5 wide. And there, this Boston defense back to that same old look. Own them over the middle, man on everybody else. Let's see if it works again.
Jordan Goodman throwing into traffic, and it is incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. Folks, if you are new to the Simulation Football League, we just want to say welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. We encourage you to get off the sidelines and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career. Or if you just want to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field, it's never too late to get involved. And we encourage you to do so. One-handed grab. Michael Goodman cutting upfield after doing so. Just like a smooth criminal back there, robbing this defense of a good play. And it's 1st and 10, New York.
I mean, that was a great way to put it. A smooth criminal. That play looked completely bottled up by Boston. You saw the 2 jumping defenders on the replay. That play looked like it was dead to rights. But Goodman kept his eye on the ball, saw it go past the defenders, made a catch, and kept running. Just great to keep your eye on the ball even when it looks tough.
Pump fake and then getting wrapped up and thrown to the ground. Landon on him, coming up with a big-time sack and a big-time loss.
On him with another one. It was either him or the other on him. One of them had a sack previously, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Landon who had the other one earlier. But just both of the, I mean, we've said it before, Cam, that the defensive front for Boston is just not to be trifled with.
No, I mean, they are a stout bunch, and now they've got them with their back against the wall. They're fumble!
Oh!
Again, the defense coming up with a big play, and just luckily Sam Falco there to recover that fumble, or else that looked like Boston was going to scoop and score.
Yeah, it really did. My goodness. That looked scary for New York. There didn't seem to be a soul around. And just when you thought they were going to get it, unable to, diving, grabbing it off the ground.
3rd and 29. I'm going to go with the
goodness.
sneak here, Jordan Goodman. And again, here you think, they're going to gunsling it. Instead, they play it safe, and they basically kind of submitted there to the punt by Ron Henderson. But again, I do understand that mentality being backed up so far as they were.
Well, I'm glad you saw it, Cam, but because for me, that shocked me even more than the pass on the goal line earlier. My goodness, that was the last thing I was expecting. I had to double take whenever I saw it, but I mean, to each their own, making sure your punter has enough room to get a decent punt, and clearly that plan worked out, keeping it right at the 30 almost.
In the past, sometimes when the teams, have such a huge loss as they have, every now and then, you will see them come out a little conservative on a 3rd down. And if your defense is playing good, let's put it that way, such as New York seems to be, they feel very confident in their defense. So I think that may have been a little more of a reason as to why, in my opinion, they chose to play the safe route on 3rd down. Throwing here, Dakota West to Friesen for a gain of 6. And now, if you're New York, you just got to rely on this defense, like we said.
Yeah, that's some great insight there, Cam. That's that wisdom we were talking about before we hopped on, coming through. They trust their defense, and we're going to see why here on this drive.
Christian Butchagalupi in the chat said, "Smooth criminal, someone check on Annie." Quote of the year, my friend. Great job on that one. And a good run by Lenore West. I love it. 1st and 10. And also thank you, JW, for the kind words. And Frank Doom wants to know if I skipped leg day this week. Absolutely not. I can't feel anything from my hip down on my right leg, okay? I mean, I've been working at it. And by the way, we've got DJ and Alex Weston Company checking to see if Annie's okay. We almost were not. That was almost another interception by Tyler Highfield. He's had his hands all over that football, but not yet got an INT tonight.
Unfortunately not. So close. Just not able to pull one in. And thankfully, Cam, I just heard from Alex that Annie is okay.
Okay, that was touch and go for a little bit. Fantastic. Well, it's just human nature to check on someone in their hour of need. Now, if you're a Michael Jackson fan, you'll also catch that reference I just dropped in there with the little human nature. 3rd and 10 coming up right here for Boston. I could start doing these puns and just go all night, DJ. It's a dangerous thing.
It is, but it may be dangerous, but it always isn't bad. I am here for it, Cam, and I always will be. I love it.
Dakota West to throw, big time
Oh!
play coming up. He shakes a tackle, throws, and incomplete. Friesen not able to bring that one in. And again, it's that New York Gargoyles defense stepping up and making a big play. And now Boston will have to punt.
Yeah, just Dakota West able to get the ball out, but not after breaking a sack. Dakota West, 6'8". It's like tackling a tree almost. Just staying up, staying steady, and firing a great pass. You can throw a great pass, but the coverage was even better.
Frank Doom, and we'll get to that comment in a minute as Washington is down an injured player here for New York from the special teams unit. Unfortunately, hate to see that as New York will take over on the 27. Frank Doom says, Cam, are you Rockwell? Because I always feel like somebody's watching me. Oh, that's good. That is classic.
Take some notes over here.
Yeah, listen, that is as good as it gets right there. 1st and 10 coming up for New York here. Man in motion again, 5 wide set. Not Kingfield who goes in motion. Play clock down to 5. Goodman to throw close to the line. They're going to say 1st and 10. Good play there.
Yeah, great. Just little route underneath the backers, able to get it in. And I got to say, William Patterson has to be one of the most athletic linebackers I've ever seen. Just every time I see this guy in coverage, you kind of saw it there on the replay. He wasn't anywhere close to the ball, but he almost did a backflip trying to get the ball. That's just the type of effort that this Boston defense is putting out to stop such a high-flying New York attack.
Attack, as you mentioned, right on the money by Needfeld again for the 1st and 10. Great throws tonight by Goodman, as always.
Yeah, Goodman needed it, and he felt it, and he went right back to the well, found a wide-open Needfeld right between the men, and they're just cooking right now. Another 1st down in back-to-back plays.
14 seconds. And counting in this 3rd quarter. New York knows if they can get some points here, they're going to make Boston's day a lot more difficult. Throwing, going for the big shot, and they get it. Michael Goodman, and that's going to set us up for an exciting 4th quarter here.
Yeah, that's a 3rd 1st down in 3 throws. Well, that's the perfect way to put it. Just so impressive. Just big play after big play after big play, and New York is really showing up.
Folks, we are having some fun tonight. New York leads Boston 14-10. Quarter number 4. Get your fours up. You are watching the Simulation Football League Minor Leagues on the Virtual Football Network. Cameron Duty here with DJ Kilgannon and Alex West. We are having a ball tonight. And I just wanted to check in with Frank Doom. Early he mentioned, are you Rockwell? Because I always feel like somebody's watching me. You know what you do, right? As the words of Hall & Oates goes, private eyes, they're always watching you. They see your every move. As Goodman throwing to the middle of the field, it is complete to Needfeld for the 1st and 10.
Wow. Just, again, another 1st down. Speaking of all the 4s up in the chat, that's a 4th 1st down in 4 passes. William Patterson again jumping up, trying to slap it away. But, we've said it a few times. If you can't beat it, then don't change it.
That's exactly right. Listen, I just beat it. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Take you a drink there if you had another MJ reference on your bingo card. A throw incomplete. To be honest with you, DJ, this game really is quite the thriller.
It absolutely is.
It's just a thriller.
These are the type of games that heal the world. I tell you what, Cam.
You know, and the way that this offense is played, it's like they want to be starting something. You know, the way New York is 5 wide here offense this entire game, incredible. New York to throw.
Oh, another one.
Oh, that's close. First and goal. New York is really putting on the moves here.
Man, so many passes. I mean, I don't blame them. Just don't stop till you get enough yards, and they're doing it right now.
Oh my gosh, perfect. Frank Dooms. I was just about to say that. Man, I'll tell you what, DJ, that's some good stuff, man. Goodman to throw to the end zone.
Oh, there it
Touchdown.
is.
What a play. Again, the connection there is Goodman to Bobby. And we, folks, have ourselves not a runaway by any means, but New York able to put a little bit of separation between themselves and Boston.
Yeah, just putting some more points on the board, and it's just another short route to Bobby. That's another touchdown in the exact same scenario as the previous one. They clearly trust her, as they should.
10-point lead here with the extra point. It will be 11. And the extra point is good. Frank Doom says, well, you are not alone. Folks, if you have not, as we said, if this is your first time watching the SFLm, this is just a little sample of what we like to do here, watch football and converse and have a fun time on any night of the week, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, you name it, there's something going on all the time. And again, if you haven't reached out and been a part of this community yet, all I want to do is I want to remind you to look at yourself, look at the man in the mirror. And ask yourself, why have I not signed up for the SFL community yet? So do so if you have an opportunity to. We love to have you here.
Absolutely. Always a great time.
I mean, that was a little off the wall. Okay, I'm getting deep into the Michael Jackson references here. I'm going back to like solo albums from 1975. Dakota West to throw. Deep. Oh, what a shot. That is the response that you need. Let's get serious here. Joey Hightower having one of his best nights yet.
Yeah, he really is just putting on a performance, and just another physical catch. Just as the corner is there, able to catch it in traffic. And I know you said let's get serious, but Goodman's got to be looking at the field right now, looking at Dakota West, and it's got to be looking like it's the man in the mirror, really.
Oh, yeah. There's about to be blood on the dance floor if they don't stop the bleeding here. Here's a handoff to Lenore West. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
There we go. I was a little shocked they ran it there. Kojiro Rivers getting some work, or not? Excuse me. No, not Kojiro Rivers getting some work. That's the other team. Not many runs this game, but there was one there. Boston, they got to get some points, though.
Throwing interception. Oh, my goodness. And New York about to put this one away. Brogan Sparrow to the 20, to the 10. He's going to take it to the house. A pick 6 for New York, and they've just blown this game wide open.
Yeah, that was the play that pushed the dagger even deeper. Brogan Sparrow with a huge one-handed catch. My goodness, and outrunning Curtis Friesen to get into the end zone. Oh my goodness, I was not expecting that, but what a play it was.
And with that, New York extending their lead here to 18 with the extra point if they get it. Incredible play, and New York has really turned on the steam this second half. It's still 28-10. It is an 18-point game. 7:48 remaining in the fourth. Boston, though, can really, like we said, this game isn't over by any means. We've got a full quarter left to play here, but Boston needs to come out and, again, just do something epic here on this next series.
Yeah, we've definitely seen crazier things. They have plenty of time to come back. All it takes, 1 or 2 big drives, get a turnover or kick in your favor, and get some more points.
Friesen brings it out to the 34-yard line. I've seen that, taking a look at the chat here. Frank Doom says this game is not a pretty young thing. No, it's wearing old as we head to the fourth quarter, isn't it? Winding down to the end. Love it. I seen J.W. Hart's to a previous play said, "Hey, he bad." I like that. I love that album, by the way. Bad is essential. I'm telling you. Dakota West to throw, screen pass to Lenore West. The west-to-west connection there. 9-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 1.
Yeah, going back to the running back flat. It is one of their, I mean, how do I put it? One of their trademark plays that this Boston offense runs. They do it so frequently, and you can see why right there. It usually works.
1 yard to gain, and they're able to do so as it's Jacob Brewer with a good carry. Haven't seen much of Jacob tonight, but he's made it worthwhile when he's been in there.
Absolutely has just powerful runs. Every time he has the ball, he is going to bring some pain to somebody, always lowering his shoulder.
Again, going with the ground game here, and really this is the most effective we have seen the ground game work for them. A gain of 7 on 1st down with West.
Yeah, New York probably came into this drive thinking that it was going to be a pass-heavy attack, probably in more of a pass defense. But Boston is running the ball really well. Might have to change up that strategy if you're the New York defense.
Hand off. Stop short. That, again, was Jacob Brewer. No, they're going to actually say that he got the first. Okay, forward progress. And while I don't mind seeing them move the football in the manner that they are here, it does take up a lot of time, as you have mentioned before, DJ.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of time for sure. Thankfully, if they're going to keep getting calls like that, they can keep doing it. Just got to make sure you have enough time to get the ball back comfortably and have enough time to score.
West to throw over the head of the intended target, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Elliott Waddell was there in coverage, making sure the receiver wasn't able to get their hands on that one. I really do like that big shot, though, from Boston. They kind of stayed in a run look and went for the big play. It's a nice change of pace there.
Christian Boccigalupi says, hoping Boston can get this game close and it can end on a thriller. Well, here's a... And speaking of thriller, another INT stepping in front of the pass for the New York Gargoyles was Andre Brown, and this defense is just now picking apart this Boston offense.
Yep, there's that Andre Brown interception. He had been so close so many times tonight, and you know, Cam, I noticed that we got blamed for jinxing a few of the plays, but I'm gonna have to put the blame on Boccigalupi for that one. Right as you read it, the interception. I don't know.
That'll probably get put back on me because I read it right at that time.
Yep.
Carry to Goodman across the 50, running and sliding, 1st and 10. Sometimes you just can't get out of the way when it comes to the old commentator's curse there. That seems to happen.
Yeah, in their defense, we've done it a lot tonight. I mean, we did it earlier on the interception from Boston in the end zone, and then again there a little bit, but, you know, that's just what happens.
Bad timing. But, hey, we do know our Michael Jackson discography, so
I know
there's
that's
something
right.
we learned today.
Yep.
Goodman to throw on 1st and 10, and it's just a little bit low, incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. That was intended for Needfelt, who has had a really good day today as well.
Now, with how good the passing attack has been from New York, there aren't a lot of flaws to how they're playing. One flaw, however, is that when it comes to chewing clock, if you're not progressing and completing passes, you are not going to be chewing the clock whatsoever. So if there's a playbook that Boston is going to be able to come back against, it's going to be this format of playbook that New York is running.
Play clock down to 5. Goodman throwing over the head of his intended target, incomplete, and Goodman hits the turf at the end of that one.
And you can see it. It's been not a long drive yet, but it's been a good couple plays, and barely over a minute has gone off the clock.
Boccigalupi said he just got thrown under the bus, DJ. Goodman to throw.
Oh,
Look
yep.
at that target. Goodman to Goodman. No, Talababi, I apologize. That tell you what right there, that combination has been lethal tonight. Touchdown New York, and that puts an ice on this one.
It has. Talababi with the hat trick for New York. Just making the Big Apple proud all the way up here in Boston. Right past Talacarne. I mean, yeah, like you said, great coverage. Just a little bit bigger. Talababi has 5 inches on Talacarne. Ball was just a little too high, just out of the reach. And it was exactly where it needed to be.
So much talent on this team. You've got Talababi, you've got Michael Goodman out there, Needfelt. So many people that Jordan Goodman can throw to. Kingfield, he's coming along. We mentioned James Jennings. Everybody in this formation has gotten a chance at the football tonight. And it's a 25-point lead for the New York Gargoyles. Now, I want to check back in with Christian Bacigalupi as he said he just got thrown under the bus. But continuing with the 80s puns, as a fumble happens. Oh, my goodness, you believe it. And this game is coming unraveled right in front of our very eyes. Friesen, who's had a great game, just coughs that one up. That's the second special teams fumble for Boston today.
Someone on the sideline of New York, if not more than someone, are ripping their hair out right now. That is the second special teams fumble tonight. It's just so it's an overlooked part of the game, but when you're making mistakes like that, it can make or break it.
Yeah, it looked like Boston Patterson there almost had an interception of his own. He's went on it for a couple of those. You know something, DJ, that's interesting? It's been a hard-hitting game today. I mean, a lot of hits, a lot of, as we said, everybody's hit the turf. Big hits, big fumbles. You know where these players are going to have to go after this game, right?
Where's that?
They're going to go see Dr. Feelgood.
Wah, wah, wah. You
knew it was coming, didn't you?
I thought so.
That was predictable. Now Goodman stepping up the road. The fumble is not. Oh my goodness! And that is a heartbreaker for New York, but a sign of life. A pole still here for Boston as they get the ball back.
Wow! This game is like, it really. Not even to carry the pun out. It really is a thriller. Just so many turns and just. William Patterson has been so close to so many interceptions and finally gets his turnover, able to punch the ball out for Boston. It's not a very bright light, but there is light for Boston. You just got to keep going towards it.
Yeah, the heart's still beating for these Boston Rebels.
Still beating. Indeed.
1st and 10. On the 29-yard line, we'll see Dakota West get back in the saddle here and throw. Oh, into triple coverage. Don't know how that wasn't intercepted, but luckily for Boston, it was not. It falls to the ground. Belmont almost had the INT.
Yeah, one thing this Boston offense has done so well is manage to switch their run and pass game and keep New York on their toes. As you get closer to crunch time and you're behind, you have to deviate from the run. You don't have a choice. So it kind of helps New York in a sense that they know what's coming. Clearly there, it didn't matter.
No huddle. I believe that was Connect on that last reception, West. To throw. Oh, how in the world did Hightower do that? A galloping leap, a one-handed grab, and he keeps moving down the field. 1st and 10 here, throwing again. Yeah, now
can't leave someone that wide.
No, and they're stuck in this no huddle.
Like an endless cycle.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Shreds a tackle, and it's incomplete. Oh man, that was Jackson there, one of the reserves coming in off the bench. Had a big play ahead of him, but the ball gets jarred loose.
It looked like he had his hands on that one for a while before it finally got knocked out, but knocked out nonetheless. That's a great stop from New York, and if they didn't make that stop, it would have gotten the end zone or on the goal line.
Second and 10 coming up here. West throwing interception. Oh, what a heartbreaker. Yeah, that's just, for the good game that West has had, this fourth quarter has just come unraveled, unfortunately. New York gets the ball back.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate to see 27 picking that one off. I mean, like we had said, if you have to rely on passing, that's going to let the other team know what's coming. It's only a matter of time before they capitalize on it.
Goodman now under center. 4:06 remaining in this ball game. The handoff, Noel, and this is where you will start to see that running game utilized. Indeed, gain of 7 on first down.
Yeah, we've only seen a handful of rushing plays from New York, and it's usually out of that set. That's the same set that they got the rushing touchdown on previously in the drive. And they have the same other set that looks almost exactly like it, but they motion that tight end, and it's worked for Talababi 2 times. It's just this I form and strong look. They're very similar, but running plenty of things out of it.
Play clock down to 5. Handoff once more. Another first down. And like you said, the name of the game right now, ground and pound. Chew that clock up as we see Dominic Kane with the carry.
Yeah, and if you think of a pass-heavy team, that might lead you to think that they don't have a very good running attack. And that is not the case.
No.
This New York running back room is very, very solid. Rob Noel, who's been putting on a show in both leagues now, minors and major league. Dominic Kane and Kojiro Rivers, both young stars that are wanting to make a name for themselves. And we saw it right there, Dominic Kane with a huge run.
And also kudos to those guys, because I'm sure when they came with the design for this week and the pass heavy, when they had the talks during the practices this week, talking about the formations and what kind of playbook they're going to go with, that they knew they would have to take a little bit of a back seat in this game at certain times.
Mm-hmm.
And kudos to these guys for going with the plan and a good team effort here. When their numbers called, DJ, they're right there able to make a play. And, that's certainly a change for the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a great way to put it. It's just you got to show team spirit, and clearly this New York team has it. Just being good teammates, taking a backseat when you need, and I'm sure they saw it in simulations and practice, everything, that the pass attack was working. So being the good team players they are, they're like, absolutely, if it's working, go with it.
2 minutes remaining in this ball game. New York now leading over Boston 35-10. Cameron Duty here with DJ Kilgannon and Alex West at SFLm headquarters. The score, folks, is really not an indicator of just how good this game has been. With the stiff arm out to nearly the 40-yard line as Boston calls their first timeout. And New York right now, DJ, is just a couple of plays away from the kneel downs here.
Yeah, they are getting really close to the other side of the field. If you're Boston, you just got to make a few stops. But, I mean, with how much points the difference, I think this one is pretty much all but over. But just got to go through the paces,
Yeah, timeout called for right there.
Yeah, and New York, they got beat last week 10-38. Now this game, they win. Well, they're winning 35-10. 3 points off of what they lost to last week. Just such a bounce back performance.
A revenge game indeed for New York, who really made a point to come out really swinging from the first play, and they really never took their foot off the gas, which is what you have to do when you play a team like Boston. We talk a lot. I mean, we talk a lot, don't we, in sports in general. Let's even look at the Super Bowl coming up this weekend. What do you say when you play against those competitive teams? You can't take your foot off the gas. You can't leave any points on the field. You can't make the big mistakes. That's what New York has tried to do with a Boston team that has a lot of potential out here.
Yeah, for sure. It's not too often that you see this many points get put up against Boston. Last week, they only allowed 14, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, the previous game against New York, Boston lost that game as well against New York, but only allowed 20 points to Boston's 14 in that one. And this 35-point performance by New York, if I'm the rest of the SFLm, I'm looking at New York like, okay, I see you guys. And after this playbook, we knew that G2G was something to watch. But this week, Tala Bobby taking the lead with a hat trick of touchdowns, that really has to put the rest of the league on notice.
G2 Bobby this week.
G2B. Yeah, there you go.
G2B. G2 everybody. Honestly, everybody getting a touch at making a big play here. As this punt will bounce out of bounds. A good punt by Henderson. Less than a minute remaining in this one. Boston will see what they can do here. And again, that score, I'll mention it one more time. It's not really indicative of what kind of game that we've seen, DJ. This was a close game until the end of that third quarter, start of the fourth, when, it just kind of went off the rails for Boston, and the New York defense really clamped down. Prior to that, though, I mean, this was a tough ball game.
It definitely was.
So don't let that score give you an idea of how you think that game went, as Hightower out here still making incredible receptions.
Just putting on a performance. Still got fight, still have some heart. I love it. Fight until the whistle. That's something I've always believed in. You're down by 25 points, but it doesn't matter. The final whistle hasn't gone off. There is time on the clock.
Yes.
And if you are playing a competitive, I would say sport, but anything, you're going to try until that final whistle blows.
Yeah, you're going to try with, every opportunity that you have.
Absolutely.
Pressure coming west, throwing too far ahead, incomplete, 3rd and 10. They'll go back to the drawing board here with a couple more attempts at it. Folks, if you have enjoyed this, and I certainly hope you have, we have had just a great time with you all this Thursday afternoon. I like to call it a Thursday evening hangout. I mean, it really is getting to watch great football and chat with all of you in the chat. If you enjoyed this, you're going to enjoy what's coming up at 8:30. The Philadelphia Cougars and the San Jose Flight. Be here for that one. We're going to have a lot of fun, indeed, with that. West to throw, throws right into the breadbasket of Grackleflint. Is that Grackleflint? It is, and a touchdown. Touchdown, New York. Grackleflint's been all over the field tonight, and he finally gets a pick 6.
Oh, Grackleflint, come on. You had a... Well, that's a bully play right there. Getting the pick. I mean, I don't blame him, right? I'm a linebacker myself. If I saw open field like that, I would have done the same thing, so I can't really talk. But my goodness, just putting your foot on the throw to Boston, just getting more points. And we had talked about that score from last week, maybe trying to put a punctuation on it and put some warning over to Philadelphia, be like, hey, that was a fluke. We're going to put up 42, and we're going to look back at you and say, hey, we're going to have your number next time.
And these two teams will meet again down the road, certainly, a couple more times. And, definitely you can expect more high-flying, entertaining football to come from these guys and the SFLm. But, 8:30, please check that out. We want to see you back here. It's going to be a good game between Philadelphia and San Jose. Those two teams know how to put on a show as Boston brings it out to the 32-yard line. Just a couple plays left in this one for Friesen and company on offense.
Yeah, just a few more. I mean, and like we saw that last drive, they're going to keep their foot on the gas. They're going to try and do as much as they can in this bad situation. And, I mean, let's see what they can do.
Oh, that little shovel.
I like that.
A little thick. Gain of 7.
Throwing the little shovel right through the blitz lane. I mean, that was just a good play call.
Yeah, good job right there. Good carry by Lenore West. Snaps the football, spikes it, 3rd and 3. Now upcoming for the Boston Rebels.
Yeah, and Boston again. I don't know if that's really considered would that be considered a pass? Just a little shovel pass. They do it. They always go to their running backs. We've said it, but I mean it always works. So
yeah, it does. It does. They got a good backfield here. Indeed, a good backfield in Boston. Hightower again in motion. He has had a good game as well. Play clock down to 7. Throwing incomplete. 4th and 3. maybe a last chance gasp here for Boston to put some points on the board in this one.
Yeah, probably going to go for, I imagine, another big shot. Try and see what they can do. But Boston certainly isn't giving up. They have not seen the white in the eyes of the New York Gargoyles yet, and they are still fighting.
Man in motion. The top of the screen. Number 87 checks in for this one. There's that shovel again, and they get the first down with West. They'll run up, try to snap it one more time so that they can spike it, and we'll get one more play if they can get under center. And we will see
one more.
play. Yep.
Heck yeah, let's see it. One more for Dakota West.
It's the final
And
countdown.
Yeah, and these ladies and gentlemen in the red. Let's see what they can do.
One more play, and this one will be in the books. 3 receivers to the right for Dakota West. Here we go. Gonna air it out. Deep. Oh, it ends
so
with a
close.
tough hit on the intended receiver. And that'll do it. Boston wins 42, New York wins over Boston 42-10 on what was a fun night of football. Final thoughts, DJ. What have you got, my friend?
Yeah, just another physical battle between these teams. We knew what it was going to be coming in. And New York, their offense really showed out. And I think we all expected it, but maybe not in this capacity. And another note, the New York special teams, regardless if it was Ron Henderson with great punts all night, forcing 2 fumbles on special teams, that's a special unit. Cam, where do you think your game ball's going tonight?
Well, I think I would have to give it to that special teams unit as a whole. Coming up with the big play that really got things going, that turned the tide for New York, got them on the scoreboard, and again, it helped end this game. I'd have to look in that direction, indeed.
Yeah, that was going to be mine, but I'll give mine to Bobby with the hat trick of TVs.
There you go. Folks, thank you all so much. We hope you've had as much fun as we have. Again, we invite you to tune in for Philadelphia and San Jose at 8:30 right here on the Virtual Football Network. Now, for Alex West, Adam West, Batman, yes. Alex West at SFLm headquarters, and my buddy DJ Kilgannon. My name is Cameron Duty. Thank you guys. Have a great night. We'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves.